Hey, and welcome to this week's episode of Embodied Divinity. Let's all start with a big, deep breath into this space, into this moment, into this day. And actually, before we even start, I want to read you a page from my new book, Breathe Deep and Plan on Miracles. As I use this book every morning for myself personally also. And as I've been processing and moving through some things this weekend, I felt called, of course, to flip to a random page in my book. And this is the message I got. And it fits perfectly with what we get to discuss and open to today. Divine One, the stillness found in the present moment is one of the most powerful portals available to you in the human experience. It allows you to sink into the magic and beauty of what is here now, available to you in each moment. As you find yourself present with what is, you are able to cultivate profound gratitude for each experience, raising your vibration and attracting more of what you desire. When you drop into a state of intentional presence and allow life to be a ritual, you are able to evolve, grow, and create from each lived experience, whether or not you have labeled it good or bad. You are able to harness the energy of how you create a reality in alignment with your heart's desires. Present moment intention allows you to lead with love for yourself and others. It breaks barriers, shatters the limitations of the mind, and expands you into a frequency of unlimited possibility. Today, breathe life into the present moment. Find reverence for the here and now, and watch as your reality shifts in the direction of your dreams. It's just such a beautiful message. And I found so much clarity in turning to these inspiring messages. And you can find your own copy of my book, Breathe Deep and Plan on Miracles, in the link below wherever you're listening. And it's on Amazon, Etsy, and all the places. So today, my intention, well, I didn't have a specific intention for this episode other than to talk about life happening for and through me, and hope that as I share my lived experiences in this divine and sacred human experience, that you can also open to what's here for you. It's funny, I used to come on here and teach, and I'd have these objectives and outcomes, and Source said to me, your life is proof. Your life is the message. Your life is the path. And it took me a long time to own that I got to be in the role of leader, not saying that I'm better than anyone, but saying I was here, put on this earth to lead. As a manifester in human design, it's quite literally my mission here on earth is to pave a path for those who come after me, so that I can stand in the light and break through all of the barriers and make it a little bit easier for each and every person who follows. And it's such a beautiful and sacred calling to me, but I never really liked just talking about myself and my own experiences until I had that moment with Source. And now I realize that if I'm moving through something, chances are you and anyone who feels called to listen to these episodes or who chooses to partake in my offerings is magnetized to me and to this sacred space for a reason. And it allows for me to share more authentically and vulnerably. And it allows those who choose to listen to receive in a different and deeper way. So surrender has been the theme. Surrender and faith have been the themes of my last, 9 days. And it just keeps getting deeper and deeper. life, the one thing that's really allowed me to move through this last couple weeks is that I truly know from the depths of my soul that life is happening for me. That each and every experience, like the book said, whether I perceive it good or bad, right or wrong, is happening for me. And so as I breathe into life happening for me, I can deepen into surrender, knowing I'm being positioned for my greatest good. I'm being protected, I'm being provided for, even if I might not be able to see the way that life is unfolding for my benefit. I had a great time in Disney World, by the way. It was full of surrender. So the day before I left for Disney World, my heart was kind of just like shattered. I had this really beautiful connection, this powerful friendship that I loved very much. And the morning before I left, that friendship ended abruptly. And I remember waking in the morning to the knowing that that relationship was no longer a part of my life, that it was no longer serving my highest good, that it was time for cords to be cut. And I just took a deep breath. And the very first thing I said was, thank you. Thank you to the universe, because even though it hurt, I knew it was happening for my best and highest good. And so I allowed myself to open into this heartbreak, into the sensations of the grief, of the letting go, of the thoughts that moved through my system. I also started bleeding the morning that we got on our flight to go to Disney World. And so I'm experiencing the beauty of that, all the releasing of that, moving through all the sensations of a heartbreak, being this really masculine presence for my kids of safety, of protection, of provision as we travel, as we navigate directions, as we create this beautiful experience. I'm meeting my parents at Disney World, and often in the past, their lifestyle and language choice and projections often triggered me. And so I was moving into a mindset where I could really enjoy the moments we had together without being triggered or closing my heart. And there was just so much moving through the ethers. And all I kept saying was, I'm so grateful to be alive. I'm so grateful for this human experience. I'm so grateful for the way life is happening through me. And so some of the sensations were deeply uncomfortable. But one thing I never do is argue with life happening for me. Whatever is happening for you right here, right now, is perfect, even if it doesn't look that way, even if your ego can't perceive it that way. It's perfect. And the deeper I sink into the surrender, the more fun I had, the more exciting this journey became. I'm not a fan of roller coasters or heights or really anything that moves through my nervous system in a traumatic way. But I made the decision for both myself and my kids, for my inner child and my parents, that I was going to absolutely enjoy myself and that I was going to say yes to everything. And so I went on every single roller coaster. And I remember as I sat on the first one, my tummy had butterflies and my heart was still seething with grief. And it starts going and it starts you off with this burst of like 90 miles per hour. And I just remember screaming, I love the human experience. And the adrenaline alchemized a lot of my heartbreak over this trip. And I experienced new things and I ate new foods and I got out of my comfort zone and I surrendered. And it was so beautiful. The more surrendered I was with creating the book that I shared this morning and putting it out into the world, the more I've seen the way that as I step out of the way and remove any sort of perceived control, the universe puts it out into the ethers and into the hands of all who desire it. Without me having to show up and work, I can intentionally set, I can set the intention. I can consciously choose to know that it's going to find the hands of all the right people. And I get to observe as that evidence moves through my waking reality. I've been noticing a lot of patterns. We just entered eclipse season today, and as we start this full moon on tomorrow, we're really going to be in the thick of it for the rest of the year. But this first eclipse in Pisces is removing anything from our life that doesn't serve us, whether it's relationships, patterns, ways of being. This is where the universe shuts the door, literally slams it in your face on anything that doesn't serve you. This is the time to observe all of the patterns that are showing up in your life, in your relationship, in your habits, in your thought patterns, and to really choose yourself and choose alignment with your highest good. I'm again today surrendering as I've been moving through a really old trigger, something I promised I would never allow to happen in my waking reality. And of course, was out of my control, happened in the last 24 hours. And it's been an opportunity for me to observe how my body responds, how my ego responds, how my emotions respond, but also to really detach from this experience that I'm observing and to really see the pattern unfolding in my reality and make an empowered decision about what to choose, what is best for me, what is best for my life, and can I have faith that as I choose myself and as I choose what is best and right for me, that everything will unfold perfectly for me, even if it hurts to let go, even if it's hard to see, even if there's a million different justifications and excuses. Can I just see that life is unfolding for me again in in utter perfection, really? That whatever is happening here now, despite how surprising it may be, despite how maybe in alignment or out of alignment it may be, whatever is occurring right here, right now, is a gift from the universe, is an opportunity for me to deepen into myself, for me to choose myself, whatever is happening in your reality right here, right now. Can you see it as perfect and good? Can you surrender and have faith that everything's going to shift for the better? I'm staring at a picture of my grandfather right now. This month is particularly hard. We lost my grandma in a very traumatic way. It's on September 14th, 10 years ago. And on September 10th of last year, my grandfather entered the hospital to get a triple bypass surgery. And he fought for his life for 3 weeks in the hospital before we lost him at the end of September. And 10 years ago, he mailed me a letter as I was starting my business. He sent me a donation for my business and he wrote me a letter with just 5 words. And he said, Kyla, always persevere. Love, Grandpa. And I still have it. And I look at it every day as a source of strength and inspiration to keep going because while life doesn't always look beautiful, while it doesn't always feel magical, the fact that we woke up this morning, the fact that we are able to sit here together in this shared moment, the fact that we get to breathe life into a new day, that we get to be able to love others and hold others, that we can smile at a stranger, that we can experience both grief and joy, both love and sorrow. These are the things worth living for. These are the moments that define our reality. And it's how we respond to life happening for us, through us, that define our waking reality. This experience that I'm moving through now, as I've prayed about it, as I've sank deeper into myself about it, it has to do with another person. And while their life is out of my control, how I respond to this situation and how I allow it to shape my reality, and whether or not I continue to invest energy into this situation is all up to me. And what I do in these moments is I get to observe how people respond, to life happening for them, how people respond to the choices they're given. Do they take accountability? Do they project? Do they blame? Do they sink in and fall apart on themselves? Do they become the victim or the victor? And I look at all of this information and I ask, how can I be love here and now? And how can I make a choice for my life that's most in alignment with me based on what I'm witnessing? And none of it comes from judgment. It all comes from discernment. Life is happening for us now. And as we observe life happening for us, we get to make empowered choices that are in alignment with our heart's desires. We get to surrender to the here and now, and we get to move in accordance with what we truly desire and what is in alignment with our love, with our integrity, with our lifestyle. And it can be a hard thing sometimes. It can be a hard thing to choose yourself. It can be a hard thing to have faith that as you continuously choose yourself, even if it means letting go of old patterns, letting go of old habits that maybe defined you, relationships that you've held on to way too long, or even careers. Can you choose yourself, even if there's no other options or possibilities in front of you at the moment, and have faith that everything is happening for you? That as you choose yourself, not from ego, not from trauma, not from pain or fear, but really choose what is in alignment with your heart's desire, and always continue to persevere, to keep moving forward in the direction of your dreams. Can you deepen into faith with such surety that there is not a shred of doubt in you that your dreams will be made manifest? That as you choose yourself and let go of what no longer serves you, that void of letting go will be filled with things you can't even currently imagine. I'm going to read to you one last thing. I actually forgot that I wrote this down. I wrote this yesterday as I was moving through it. And I just feel like those listening might get something out of this. So obviously it was for me. So I wrote Nikayla in this channel message, but just listen as if it's for you. Your purpose on this earth is so much more important than you realize. There is nothing you have to do. It's all happening for you now. Let go of all that does not serve you and trust what the universe is showing you. Ask for guidance, for materialization, for anything in the name of your higher good, and it will be given. in a swift and timely manner. Stay soft and trust your gut. You know what's right for you, and you know what you deserve. I love you, sweet one. Big, deep breath. And know that as you continue to choose yourself, you change the world for the better. You are being positioned and prepared for a prosperous future. Have faith. And I think that message is for all of us right now. The whole world is going through this collective shedding. We are being shown deep truths. We are being given the opportunity here and now to choose ourselves, to choose alignment, to choose integrity, to choose love. And it's so beautiful. And so, as you see life happening for you now, can you surrender knowing it's perfect and good and true? And can you make empowered and aligned choices that move you deeper in to the world of your dreams? I'm so proud of you. If you're here, if you're listening, I know that you are choosing yourself, that you are moving through this with faith. And I'm just in absolute awe of you because I know it's not always easy. So continue to breathe deep and plan on miracles. And I'll see you Friday for a really yummy meditation in lieu of our guest speaker this week. And as always, breathe deep and plan on miracles.